Welcome everybody. Hi. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Welcome to Stamping with Denise. Let's give everyone a second here to get on. And I'm going to share my video here to my Facebook feed or to my Facebook page. Hold on here. So how is everybody? Hi, Margaret. Welcome. Okay. I hope everybody is doing well. I had a very busy weekend. I had 3 classes this weekend, so I was exhausted. I have one this coming weekend. Are y'all ready for holidays? I am not. I'm lucky though. I don't have to buy for a whole lot of people, so that's not too bad. Okay, I forgot to plug my phone. Let's do that too. Okay, so like always, we choose someone who shared my video last week to win that week's card that I made. And if you'll recall, I made this gift card holder. Let me open that up for you here. Right in here, you could put a gift card. So I really like that. I think that's a nice design. I'm going to use that again on other other gift card holders at other times of the year. But the winner for that is Darlene Clark. So Darlene, I know where you're at. I will get that card off to you in the mail as soon as possible. And just if you choose to share with your friends on your Facebook page, you get a chance to win one of the projects I'm working on tonight. So good. I've got a fun little technique sort of that hadn't even dawned on me to do, but I think it is so cool and has a lot of wow, for lack of a better word. So I think you're going to like it, and I need some help making a decision. Next Saturday is Christmas card class using Brightly Gleaming suite of products, which is what I'm going to be using tonight, and I want a little help deciding one of the cards. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my phone up in the holder. Y'all hang tight and we will get started tonight. Okay, it really was a nice day here in Michigan today. The high was in the 50s. It was unseasonably warm. So, I don't know. That worries me a little bit when we have really nice weather in Michigan in wintertime, you know. Okay. Well, like I said, this weekend is my card class using the Brightly Gleaming suite. And I've used it, that's what I used last week, and I've used it a couple different weeks. So I did see a really cool technique, and it hadn't even dawned on me to do that, but it was to emboss on our foil with heat embossing. And I'm like, that is really cool. I had never done that, so I tried it with this. This is copper on copper, and I think it's kind of cool. Okay, so this card, this isn't the one I'm making tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and do that technique and show you. So this one uses the Pretty Peacock and copper paper. I put a little Very Vanilla behind it. Put a little bit of ribbon on there for my sentiment. Didn't even do any stamping. The only stamping would be on the inside. And I had this strip left over. And I thought, well, I'll dress up the inside. So, there's no reason to waste it. I put it on the inside of my card. What the heck? So don't let those little pieces go to waste. Put them so if I had a short one, I could have put it across the bottom. That was just what struck me. So anyway, so this is one of the cards I was thinking about making Saturday. I don't know, but I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to have y'all help me decide. We have until Thursday night to make a decision. Then I got to start prepping for the class. So Okay, this other one here is different, but I'm good. Like I said, I'm going to use that technique. Oh, and let me give you the measurements on this first. Of course, the base is the half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, so that makes it 8.5 by 5.5. The very vanilla part is 4 by 5.25, and the designer series paper is 3 3/4 by 5. So that's one card. So this is going to be our base for our second card. This is also very vanilla. And just like the other one, it's 8.5 by 5.5. So thank you, Margaret, for liking that. And you know, it's so easy. You don't even have to stamp. So you don't even have to, unless you stamp on the inside. You know? So I've got this piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and I ran it through our embossing folder. It's called the Hammered Metal, and I just think it's so cool. I was playing, you know, this I did on the blue. I was playing with it with our foils too. Now this one's gold. This one's copper. But I don't know if you can see the difference here. Let me, this one is like embossed, and this one is like, I guess you would call it debossed. And it has to do with the way you put it in your embossing folder. This one, the indentations go down. This one, it goes up. So the copper one I put in this way, face up. So that made the indentations go down in the foil. The gold one I put upside down. So then that's something to consider when you use this embossing folder. I've seen it done both ways. But for the purposes of this card on this cardstock, I'm going to use the embossed side. And I'm not going to use this on the card, but it's something I've seen a lot of people do with this foil. And I just think it's really cool, and I wanted to show you the difference and just make you aware. Okay, I'm not going to attach that yet because I pulled out this piece of designer series paper. I really like it. I love I believe that's Old Olive in there, and it's got some pretty peacock, Night of Navy, and of course lots and lots of copper. I cut it out using our rectangle dies, and I gotta come up with a way to tell you which one it is. This is the third from the biggest. It fits right in there. It's that one, okay? Okay, well, my big scheme of things, where did I thought I had a piece cut. I didn't. Okay. Is to use this ribbon, again, as my sentiment, using the Merry Christmas. I'll go ahead and cut that off here. Make sure I cut enough. But again, I didn't think. Okay, let me set this all out of the way here. Put that out of the way too. This piece here, I feel like is too big. This piece of designer series paper to have that ribbon down there, and it doesn't look good on here. It just gets lost. It needs a solid background behind it, okay? So I pulled out my largest stitched square framelit, which is this one, and used that one. Again, I'm putting a copper ornament on it, and that was too small. I played with the idea of doing that, which I could do, but for the purposes of this demonstration, my paper's already cut, so we're going to leave it like that. Okay, and that's not quite big enough. I needed something kind of in between. So what I did was I cut out another piece this size. Okay, and again, this was the third from the largest. And I decided I wanted it, you know, you could make these smaller. Kind of put this like right in here. These the little stitches from when you cut it out, you can put it right in your die, and it'll set right there, and you run it back through your die cutting machine, and you end up with a piece this size. And so to me, that was a better size to look to do, what I was doing, what I was looking to do. Now, for my class Saturday, I would probably go ahead and cut all of those out for my customers because that might be a little intimidating for some of them. And then I think I'll put the ribbon here and that. So that's kind of where I'm going. But why don't we go ahead and emboss on our copper foil, because I thought this was cool. I saw somebody do this and I'm like, why did I never think of that? That was great. Okay, so just like anytime you're embossing, you really want to use your embossing buddy to help keep your stray. Of course, for this, it's not as big a deal because you're going to be punching it out. And so anything that might be stray, you're probably going to punch out. It's not going to be an issue. So I'm going to get my stamp really well. I'm going to put it where I had put my embossing powder or embossing buddy on there. Hold it for just a second, because that's what I do. I just kind of hold it there. There we go. And I don't know if you can see it, but the Versamark's on there. Look at that. This is my copper embossing powder. I love using, best thing I ever did was use these little lunch meat tubs for this. Then I bought these little spoons at the dollar store in the party section. And then I just leave it right in there. Perfect. And look at that. Can you see that? Perfect. Okay, let me put the lid on, because you always want to put the lid back on before you emboss, because I don't want it blowing all over everywhere. So I'm going to turn the embossing gun on, and I am going to heat this up, and hopefully you'll be able to see it and there won't be too much glare. I'm going to try to keep the glare out here. Okay. Might be loud for a second here. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, because this is foil, this does get hot, and it stays hot for a little bit, still a little bit warm. So you want to make sure you've got plenty, your hands are not right under the heat. So, okay. And then you're going to just simply punch this out. Boom. See, this is why I said if you've got some strays, it's not terrible, because you're going to be punching it out. And any embossing powder or embossing buddy powder you got in there just wipes right off. No problem. Isn't that cool? I thought that came out so nice. So we use a couple of dimensionals. Where'd my dimensionals go? Oh, here they are. Okay. Put these on here. Okay, I better go back to my card over here. Put this, I'm gonna go with this little bit smaller square, or rectangle. Remember, I cut this using, this is the third to the largest frame. I cut it out and then I ran it back through, put it in my embossing, or with the framelit, or the die, ran it back through and cut it off. So this one I was going to measure for you. Well, of course, the width is the same. It's about 3 inches, and this one's by about, just short of 3.5. So it's just slightly taller than it is wide. Okay. And the nice thing about this too is it doesn't add a ton of bulk. Okay. I like glue dots to hold my ribbon on. And this ribbon is so pretty. I'm on like my 3rd roll of it, I think. Okay, and put this right down here. And again, another card we really don't have to do any Well, I guess you did stamp because you stamped the Versamark there. I'm gonna make sure that's straight before I tear that down. You know, you think it's straight, and then you turn it over and you realize it's not. There you go. Okay. I'm going to use my snail. Sometimes when I'm adhering an embossed piece of cardstock, I need just a little bit more adhesive. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on here flat rather than using dimensionals. So just because I don't want too much bulk, because I know these Christmas cards will be mailed out. So I don't want them too thick. So that looks good right there. We'll attach this. This is my favorite new. Whichever card we decide on, at least we'll be doing the embossing on the foil. So those of you that are coming Saturday, you're getting a sneak peek, and help me decide what card you're going to make, okay? So there we go. These are my 2 cards. I would like to have you help me decide which one we're going to do on Saturday at my class. Do you like the one here on the left that's done in the pretty peacock? Or do you like the one in the Night in Navy that with the ornament designer series paper? Okay, let me know. Give me your comments down below. That'll help. And like I said, please share my video, and maybe I'll send you a card. Maybe you'll be the one to get the card. I really appreciate you stopping by tonight, spending some time with me on Monday night, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Those of you in the U.S., thank you, or have a great Thanksgiving, and don't spend too much money on Black Friday. Yeah. Okay, let me know which one, Pretty Peacock, Night of Navy. You tell me. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.